What do you guys think when you see this? Oh, well, okay. I got Nike. Just do it. Goddess of victory. Nike, the goddess of victory. Okay. Nike, check. Kobe. All right, sweet. There we go. Okay. So, when I see this, I think the same things. I think goddess of victory. I think, whoa, if I get a pair of those Nike shoes, I can do anything. I'm an athlete. I think Kobe. I think Michael Jordan. I think I heard somebody say running. I think athlete, right? Just do it. Cool. So, according to the U.S. Department of Commerce, about 60% of jobs 50 years ago were in the service sector. So when I say service sector, I'm talking finance, real estate, the person who does your hair, nursing, law, whatever the case may be. So about 60% of those jobs 50 years ago, that took up the workforce. Today, the service sector share of the U.S. economy is over 80%. That's 8 out of every 10 people. So there's a good bit of people in this room, so just think about it. Almost 80% of this room are going to be in some sort of service sector. So what does this mean? Why is this important? You're like, okay, why is she showing me a statistic? Whatever. This means that we must market ourselves. We're no longer marketing a product. We're not trying to sell a chair. We're not trying to sell a cool iPhone, though, I bought one. It's pretty cool. We're not trying to sell an album. We are selling ourselves. So we must think of ourselves as a brand. My name is Hazel Bridges, as they've already said, and I'm going to be talking to you today about personal branding. Basically, personal branding is what people say or think about you when you enter a room, when you walk in, when you leave. So I know you're thinking, okay, yeah, she's talking about personal branding. Why is this important to me? First things first, let's think about Nike. How did they do this? So if we start off here in the end, you see 1971. You see the Nike check, but you also see that it had to put the word Nike. They continued to do that all the way until about 1985. This one on the end is simply the swoosh, the thing that I showed you before. Even though I never said the name, I just asked, what do you see when you think this? So many people said Nike. That's because they consider themselves a brand. They understand the importance of branding. And they understand that they have to market that. And they haven't done this overnight. It's something that takes years. Rome was not built in a day. But they've done this through different things. First things first, let's look at the girls' effect. The girls' effect is for people that are living in poverty. It's ways that they keep them active, the ways that they keep them nutritious. These things all help with their education so that they can be awesome. They can be great in school. Then you have the reuse a shoe program. Maybe not these shoes, but athletic shoes. Over 28 million pairs of shoes you can give back to Nike, similar to Tom's. If you buy a pair of Tom's, they give a pair away. But you can give them back to Nike, and then they take those shoes and they make them into athletic gear. So the nets on basketball goals, the hockey goals, they reuse these things to be more sustainable. And then finally, the design to move. Let's move. So they go to different schools, they go to different areas, they go to different conventions, and they just get people moving, get people active. Let everybody realize the athlete in them. So, I know you're thinking, all right, yeah, this is all about Nike. What does this have to do with me? First, you don't have to be Jordan. You don't have to be Kobe. You don't have to be famous to have a brand. Each of you are unique. You're all your own person. So what do you want people to think about you? The first thing you have to do is discover who you are. Just sit down and think, what's my personal mission? Just like a company, they have mission statements. What's my mission? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go to school? What do I want to do? Do I even want to go to school? Do I want to just go straight into the workforce? What's next for me? Also, what are your goals? So, do you want to be the #1 astronaut at NASA? Do you want to be the best cosmetologist in town? Do you want to be the next J.K. Rowling? What is your goals? And then, what are your values? Are you family-oriented? Do you want to make sure that you're always there for your family? Is it about hard work? Is it about ethics? Is it when you walk in, you want people to trust you, Do you want your friends to be able to come to you when they need something? What are your values? Sit back, think about these things. So from there, do just like Google. I'm pretty sure that people in Google, first things first, they have marketers and managers and these big teams of people who can sit down and think, like, what do we want the public to think about us? I know everyday people like ourselves, we don't have that, so we have to do it for ourselves. But this is kind of what Google did. They thought about it. We want to think, when people think Google, we want people to think search, infinite, ubiquitous. That's why Google now has Google Plus, Google has Google Sites, Google Calendar, Google this, Google that, Google everything. It's the same thing. That's a ubiquitous. They can do everything. Also, Apple. How many people got an iPhone? Whoa, okay. Y'all hit me. Any team Android? Hey, okay, there we go, team Android. But Apple. There's a reason why everybody wants to buy apples. This is because they give off this image of being sleek, being modern, being new, being cool. It's the same thing with you guys. And then finally, the Mercedes-Benz. Hey, ever since I was little, I was like, hey, I'm going to get a Mercedes-Benz. That's because it symbolizes success, that I have done something like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing really well. I'm driving a Mercedes. That's what they want to give off. That's all a part of their brand. So how do you do this? First things first, your strengths. Some of you I know are hard workers. You're innovative. You're thinking of new ideas. You're the leaders in your class. So just step up in your organizations, whether it be the Beta Club, whether it be on the football team, the basketball team, in the engineering society, whatever it is, step up and just let people know your ideas. Let them know what you can do, because that's a part of your personal brand. Also, strategically plan. All right, so I got up here. Woo, didn't mean to do that. See if I can go back. Ah, there it is. Okay, the Avengers. How many people saw the Avengers? Right? Wasn't the movie so sweet? It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It was sweet. It was sleek. Oh, that's even better. I hear you. But the Avengers is the third most selling movie of all time. Of course, number one is like the Titanic. Who can beat that? That was just awesome. No one can outthink that. But it was the third best movie of all time. And that's because they strategically thought about how they were going to present the movie. They had Captain America, they had the Hulk, they had Thor, and then they put them all together into one big movie. So it didn't matter if you were a Thor fan or a Captain America fan, you were going to come see the movie, right? There it is. They had a plan, a strategy. Same thing with the Dream Team. Now, this might be before your time. It's actually before my time, too, because I was not born at that time. But the Dream Team. This was a U.S. 1992 Olympic team. This team had Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and all of the NBA greats at that time. And they went on to win gold, because that team put together a strategy of how they were going to have success. Same thing with you. And then your strength, your online presence. We are the generation of technology. It comes easy. No one really has to tell us how to work our phones. No one has to tell us how to work social media. No one has to tell us how to get that perfect lighting, when you're taking a selfie. And you're like, okay, this selfie right here, this is it. Perfect. No one has to tell us that. So we need to use that strength to our advantage. So if you have an Instagram page, use it to your advantage. If you do a really cool project in school, take a picture, put it on Instagram, share it, let people know. One of my sorority sisters, she has beautiful pictures. I'm not even going to lie. It's like stuff on the beach, it's spring break, beautiful. But at the same time, she also put a picture of her working for one of her journalism projects. And she put it on there, and she was like, I'm so excited I got to cover this story. It was a really cool project. She put it online. It was seen by somebody at ESPN. And then literally 3 weeks later, when they had the NCAA stuff, all that stuff that was going on recently, yeah, I know, Don Staley, woo, work on. But she was able to cover one of the games on ESPNU, which is the university component of ESPN, just by putting something on her social media page. Also, if you want to take it a bit further, a personal website, a blog. They're really simple. You can do it on Weebly. You can do it on Google Sites. They're really simple to do. They're free. And you can just put up really cool classes that you take, cool assignments. If you have a resume, you can do that too. Just all these cool things to kind of let people know about you. I thoroughly believe, like our parents, they used to carry these pieces of paper called a resume when they wanted to go to a job and say, hey, check this out. This is a paper all about me. I believe that that's gone. You're going to give somebody a link or a business card with a link on the back, like www.hazelbridges.com, and they're going to check you out, and there's all of your information. There's your link, there's your resume, there's your cool projects, there's pictures of you doing awesome things. So, yeah, take advantage of it. Okay, there we go. And then sharpen. There's probably, I hate to say this, guys, there's probably no job that you'll ever have where you're not going to communicate with someone. So that's either going to be written, so you have to write reports to someone. Like even if you're a scientist in a lab somewhere by yourself, you still have to write a report, and you still have to make those things accurate and concise and let people understand what you're trying to say. So you're going to have to write, and then you're also going to have to talk to people. So you need to sharpen your communication skills. Me, I'm sharpening my communication skills right now by talking to you, because I've never done this before. So I'm sharpening my skills. It's the same thing for you guys. Anytime you get the opportunity to sharpen your skills and be better, take advantage of it. And then networking. Let's say you want to be a doctor, or you want to be somebody give me something. An engineer. A physicist, an engineer. Okay, perfect. So I don't know an engineer. I don't know a physicist. But maybe your teacher knows an engineer. Maybe your basketball coach knows a physicist. Maybe your physics teacher had a friend who was in his class in college who was a physicist. So that's your network. Those are people who know somebody else that can help you. My very first job was my neighbor's husband. He was an attorney. I wanted to be a lawyer. It would happen to be my neighbor. My mom was talking up conversation. I was 14 years old. I got my first internship over the summer where I could hang out and kind of see what attorneys do. Same thing for you guys. Take advantage of it. And then your appearance. All right. Now, I know everybody has heard a first impression is a lasting impression. When I came out on stage, before I even said anything, you guys were checking me out. You're like, okay, she has on a blue suit and she's wearing heels. This is going to be so boring. I hate this already. This is getting on my nerves. Well, I want to be an attorney. So a trick of the trade is that we wear a lot of conservative colors. We wear a lot of blacks. We wear a lot of blues. We wear a lot of neutrals. So I'm kind of just getting used to that. This is why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. But at the same time, whatever you are wanting to go into. So if you're a nurse, be ready to wear scrubs. If you are a teacher, you may have a little bit more of a business casual type style. If you are a coach, you're probably going to wear athletic gear because you need to be ready to show things and run things. So just kind of be ready for that. Now, all of us, don't get me wrong, all of us do not have to be like Beyonce. We don't have to be flawless. You don't have to be like, I woke up like this. No. You don't all have to do that. But just remember that your appearance is what the first thing someone thinks about you. That's a part of your brand as well. So, finally, reflect. Are you on the right track? Sometimes your vision changes. Sometimes your goals change. Sometimes you change what you want to be, and that's okay. So just make sure you're on the right track. Make sure that if you want to be a police officer, that you aren't showing things on your social media that maybe a police officer shouldn't be doing, I don't know. I don't want to be a police officer, so I can't really say. But just make sure that it's all on the right track. It's all giving out the same message of hard work and determination and the things that you can do positively. And then finally think, what's next? How can I continue to be the best me? How can I continue to make contacts and personally brand myself so that people know that I'm a hard worker, that I'm passionate about what I'm doing? If you're into coding, then just think, what can I do next? Who can I talk to? What classes can I take? What courses can I take to be a better coder, to be more into this? Just think about it. And then finally, it's really simple. It's just like Nike. Just do it. Okay? Thank you.